Let's rank every Town Hall 13 attack strategy from worst to best to help you 3-star more. Starting with the F tier, we have the Dragbat. Easily, Dragbat is the weakest of all the armies here, and while it is still usable thanks to hero equipment like the Healing Tome, there are just better options that are better for bat spell attacks since they are more consistent as they are ground attack strategies instead of being air. Next is the C tier. These are good attacks that are a bit too niche, starting with the IC5. The IC5 is quite a fun and easy to use attack strategy. However, it remains a niche option because its major weakness is multi-target Infernos. So it's going to be niche on single target Inferno bases where it becomes extremely easy and strong with the bat spells to clear through the back end. Also within the C tier is the Skelly Lalo. This Lavaloon would have the top spot if it wasn't specific to getting rid of the CC alongside another defense. Outside of being niche on those particular bases, it honestly is one of the top tier strategies if you can get the value. Next is the B tier. These are strategies that can be used a bit more frequently, though still have their downsides, starting with the Yeti Super Wizard Bat Attack. Now this army is relatively similar to the IC5, however, you can run this against multi-target Infernos, and you could either choose between either Super Wizards or Super Archers if you prefer to clear those bases out. This is a very easy and strong option if you want to use a bat spell attack, which also gives you time to subscribe and ring the bell for more quality content like this. Also within the B tier is the Super Archer Blimp Hydra. This Hydra army is a very easy attack to perform, but can be very inconsistent at times depending on the value that you get. As long as you can get value from your blimp, more often than not, it's going to be an easy 3-star option, especially if the back end is easy for your heroes to work through. And of course, another strategy making its way up into the B tier is the Inferno Dragon. This army got a pretty massive buff due to the Healing Tome of the Warden. While this is not the best army for every base, it can be used much more against multi-target Infernos due to that equipment and can help steamroll bases more consistently than before thanks to the skeleton spells. Next is the A tier. These armies are very flexible with a couple weaknesses, starting with the Yeti Witch. Now this easy strategy is getting way stronger thanks to the Healing Tome as it heals those squishy witches and Yetis and keeps them alive while moving through the base. Well, again, it is not the best option on every design, it is definitely the best ground spam option that you have here. Also within the A tier is the Electro Dragons. While a regular Electro Dragon spam attack isn't as strong and will be lower in this tier list, you have access to using the Super Wizard plus Super Minion Clone Blimp, and it makes Edrags go from a somewhat terrible spam option to a very easy and flexible option with it. I would consider trying this variation out because it is very powerful and very fun to use. Another strategy in the A tier is the Super Barch. Now the Super Barch is a very good army that has some major weaknesses, especially since the back end could be incredibly difficult to deal with, but the other thing is depending on the value that you can remove with the Super Archer Blimp. If you can't get enough, then this is not really something that I would recommend. Otherwise, you can typically use this with the Warden and the Blimp, or you can use just regular balloons to get you that value and have your heroes plus the Grand Warden move around the base. And of course, still within the A tier is the Super Witch Smash. This attack tends to be a very solid smash attack for those who like using Super Witches. However, this army's major weakness is time, and if you cannot move through the base quickly, it can really fall off. It's nice though that you have access to using both the Rage Gem and the Zap Quake to speed up your army even more, which can be a very good choice. And we're now in the S tier. These are the best of the best and the most flexible for any base, starting with the Zap Lalo. This is one of the best Lavaloon attack strategies to learn at Town Hall 13. Since the hero equipment was added, this army is quite strong and super flexible regardless if you're running the standard variation or a variation with the giant arrow. This has so much flexibility than it used to before, which is why it lands a spot in the S tier. Another very strong option in the S tier is the Super Bowler Smash. Now, the Super Bowler Smash is basically the best smash attack at Town Hall 13. This option is incredibly flexible, and pairing this with the Apprentice Warden and the Healing Tome of the Grand Warden, you honestly can just get through any base with the rage spells in hand and being able to swiftly move through bases like it is butter. Another strategy in the S tier is the Blizzard Lalo. This is an incredibly flexible army due to the fact that the Blizzard has the ability to cut part of the base off, which allows you to pair a strong hero dive, especially since you have the gauntlet with the king, anywhere on the base, which then allows your Lavaloon to crush any design with the spells moving through. This is a must-learn strategy for casual players, especially if you want to really get into mastering Lavaloon. Another very strong option that's staying in the S tier is the Queen Charge Hybrid. If Hybrid wasn't already at its peak at Town Hall 13, it got even stronger thanks to hero equipment. With either the Healing Tome or the Rage Gem, you can really use your Hybrid to move through the base and swiftly take it down. Or you can even secure your Queen Charge even more, allowing you to get even more value from her. This is definitely a must-use army right now than it has ever been before. And arguably, the best of the best strategy has to go to the Queen Charge Lavaloon. Now, Queen Charge Lalo before and after the hero equipment was added, this is still the best option as you have so many siege machines and so many ways that you can use this army. It is no surprise that it is the strongest, most flexible, and most consistent army to use. While it is insanely difficult to master, this army is one of the best and strongest choices for any base at Town Hall 13.